Teams, now we're down to 31 as the host nation bites the dust. Disappointment for British teams today and an African victory at the World Cup. All of this and more in this Now Streaming Qatar. So 4 matches today. We've had 49 goals in the tournament so far, and we've been going at quite a rapid pace compared to previous editions of the competition itself. If you look at the rate that we're going in this edition of the competition, well, we're going at 2.65 goals per game at this point in time. Hopefully, that sort of intensity, momentum will continue as the second group stage game for each team continues within the competition. Hello everyone, thank you and welcome back to 876 Stream JA. Don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe as well for all the latest. I'm Simon Preston here. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well, that is 876 Stream, and on Twitter, Stream876. A lot to digest, a lot to discuss this afternoon, but first, let me introduce you to the panel that we have. We have Jev Williams coming in all the way from to my far right, and beside me is my fellow England erudite fan, and that is Alex Taylor. Gentlemen, good afternoon. How art thou? Jev, you alright?
All is well, you know. God is good, God is great. Let us thank Him for our food, amen. I'm good.
Great, wonderful. Alex, we can put on the scarf, you know.
No,
Yeah.
we're keeping the scarf. It's just 2 games in, but
Yeah.
I've seen better days, but
Better.
I'm alright.
You're okay. Tell me about, before we dissect the performance, just initial reactions. Full-time whistle, what's going through your mind? Is it fear? Is it or is it Choman?
No, neither of those things. The USA that came up today was a different USA from the one that came up against Wales, I believe. And particularly away, where they prevented England from doing what England is really good at, is playing within space. They're very aggressive in the midfield, and they have to give their hats off to them. They really neutralized that midfield. So you could see how Southgate made the changes second half to kind of overload the midfield and give that midfield a bit more support. But I am disappointed in the result. Yes, definitely. I think we could have taken advantage of more chances that we had, but it's not over. It's a draw. We're still at the top of the group, and you know, we look forward to the games going forward.
And we'll get to that quite shortly. But Jev, how are you enjoying this World Cup so far? We're basically a week in. You're okay with the surprises, the upsets, the shocks, the mixed bag of things?
I love it. It feels like a World Cup, you know. I mean, Japan winning, Saudi at the top of their group, getting Rolls Royces. It feels like a World Cup. I mean, the only thing is once you're not watching the matches or the matches are finished, you remember that, we're in December, or it's not summer, you know.
Yeah.
But and you still have to find Christmas gift and all that during the World Cup, and it's just crazy. But at the end of the day, it's really nice. Loving the football.
Yeah, different sort of feel. Alex, before we get back to you, just a reminder as well to our fans, let us know your thoughts as well in the comments as well. You know, give us your feedback about the matches that you had today. And we have a question for you that you would like to pose, and our producer will ensure that we can bring up that graphic. Are England still contenders for the 2022 FIFA World Cup? That question is for you all. Are England still contenders for the 2022 tournament? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'll get your feedback, and of course from the panelists that we have today, of course an England fan to my immediate right, and of course España, as they say, Spain fan all the way to the right. All right, Alex, the 11, did you have any problems at all with the 11 that Southgate went? The same 11 from the Iran game that comprehensively got the better of Iran 6-2. No problems, no qualms with that 11?
Not necessarily. No, I didn't see. I could see why Southgate went with that same 11. That 11 normally starts pretty well, so I can see why he went with that. I didn't necessarily have any problems. The only thing that I would have said is probably I think he could have made changes a bit earlier. And I am very shocked that Phil Foden, who is, suited for these kind of games, was still left on the bench. I know that Jeff is a City fan, and he would empathize as well to find out why Phil Foden, who's very, very good in those small pockets of space, in a game that was very cagey, very compact, why a player like that was still left on the bench. Grealish was a good option to come off the bench as well, because I think those two players similarly thrive in that kind of environment. But I think bringing both of them on, I don't think leaving Mount on the pitch gave us much of an advantage. I think if we had brought on Foden and you had Grealish, both utilising the spaces that USA was affording us, I think we'd have seen a different kind of game.
At least one a penalty or a spot kick, something.
Definitely.
Yeah, Jeff, I mean, you're a City fan. Would you say you are a Foden fan, or over time you've started to grow?
Over time, I became a Foden fan. I mean, I can roll back the curtains and find some tweets where I really didn't believe in what Pep was saying. I remember him saying he's one of the most talented players or young players he's ever coached. And I had to yo, bro, remember you coached Messi. You know, so it's but over time, really a huge fan, great talent. I mean, I have to also thank him. I think he was one of the big players in getting Haaland over the line, you know, so much appreciated. Huge fan.
And for you, in terms of, his impact, especially in the City team as well, would you consider him now a regular, first team regular for your team, or still a squad player in your eyes?
No, most def. No, first team.
Okay.
At one point, it was the you could question it, because Pep, you can never really study Pep's lineup. But right now, I think he's a first team for City, also a first team for England. I'm really not sure what's happening.
Yeah, extremely shocking. We saw the adjustments there as well, Alex. Marcus Rashford came on as well. Jordan Henderson getting a couple of minutes as well. You're pleased with him getting on the park, or a bit surprised with him coming on?
I know a lot of people went haywire when they saw Jordan Henderson put on his shirt. They were thinking, this guy still plays. But I could understand tactically why that decision was made, because the USA, if you look at it, Tyler Adams was cleaning up everything. He was everywhere.
He was.
And then you had Weston McKennie, who was really outrunning that right-hand side of the midfield.
Yeah.
So, and then you had Musa as well, that had a lot of space on the left. So when it came on to England trying to settle the ball game, especially 60 minutes going in, it was very difficult. So I can see why Southgate said, all right, we need to control this midfield, and brought on a Henderson and brought on a Grealish. So I wasn't too, when I saw him come on, I was like, what's going on? But then I realized what was happening in the game for him to make that decision. So I said, all right, maybe this is not the worst decision in the world. I was thinking maybe bring him on and a Foden as well. So get control of the ball game in the middle of the park, and then now utilize the ball in those small pockets of space with a Foden. So Henderson and Foden. Henderson for ball retention, and then Foden for better ball usage. Fine. No problem. I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm just going to recap the question for you all so that you all are aware of, so you can comment in the comments. Are England still contenders for the 2022 tournament? Are England still contenders, of course in your eyes, for the 2022 tournament? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. You can say yes, you can say no. If you have a question for Alex or even for Jev as well, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll also bring up a graphic quite shortly as it relates to the results for the day, and we'll bring that up for you quite shortly. But again, the question, are England still contenders for the 2022 tournament? So these were the results from the day. Wales, they fell by 2-0 to Iran. Yes, the Persian princes are up and running. Their first win since that Morocco victory in 2018. Qatar scoring their first World Cup goal. Senegal 3, the first win for Africa in this World Cup. The Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1, and Valencia again on the score sheet. And a 0-0 draw to end the day. England 0, the United States 0. So would you look at that in terms of across the day? 8 goals in 4 matches, an average of 2 goals per game. Jev, if it's all right with you, I just want to get Alex's feedback as well, still on England, before we go to the other games and things. Tell me about the positives. What are the positives you can take from an England standpoint in this game?
Well, they got a test, that's for one. I don't think they got a test in the first game, so we could get a better understanding of where they are technically, how they can manage games. I thought defensively we were quite sound. I thought Harry Maguire had a very good game, despite the fact that it's very easy to kind of overlook these things because you're expecting the teams to score and you're expecting flary football, but at the same time I thought that he was able to handle the aerial duels very nicely. I didn't get a sense that I didn't get nervous when he was on the ball when I normally do when he's in a different color shirt.
Yeah.
When he's in a different color shirt, I get very nervous. But this time, I saw that he was kind of marshalling the defense as best as possible. The only thing I would probably prefer is if probably the possession stats could show a lot of possession was spent between him and Stones, back and forth between him, Stones, Rice. So I don't know if that was a tactical thing, but I'd say the positive is it was a good defensive display, one, and two, it was a proper test of what England is or where they are, the level that they are now.
And three, it was a win for soccer today, and I'm very upset. No, I'm very upset. Anything short of a win for England is a win for soccer. You guys disappointed us. You let us down. You let Europe down. You let rest of the world down. You let us down.
Yeah, Jeff, tell us about that tweet that you saw earlier. It was so interesting at
No,
halftime.
it was crazy because here's the thing. The American media houses, we can't call them name, no matter. Anyway, the American ones, the ones we see on Instagram all the time. Yes. They are for soccer. I don't know what that is. Yeah. I don't know how it became soccer. I don't want to know.
Can't pronounce that word.
Nevertheless,
you will never hear me say that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they were like, "Oh, it's halftime." What? England has 0 points, but also we have 0 points. I'm like, points? Are you new here? Just that's why them need for Europe and get out. On the gear side or 6 something that. Should have done at least 2, at least 3. Come on, man.
At least 1.
It's supposed to be the pride of Europe.
Here's why I'm not worried. Another conversation is going to happen when they play Iran.
When who? US play Iran?
Another conversation. Okay. Another set of memes is going to come.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to forget about you guys.
And when Iran beats them, this will be a blip in the universe because that will be for many reasons.
But then they're going to say, Iran beat them and England could beat them.
That's fine. That's okay. I think the biggest takeaway is that they'll be out of the World Cup.
But then again, if they beat Iran, we will never hear the end of it.
Yeah, no, that is the concern. Mm-hmm. I don't think they'll beat Iran, though.
I hope they don't.
So.
You don't think the US will beat Iran?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
A draw in that game?
I think they'll either draw or Iran probably. And I'm happy people sleep on that Iran team. That's a very good Iran team. I think they topped their group in qualifying. They scored 8 goals, I think. No, not 8 goals. They won 8 of their matches. I think draw 1. I think they drew 1 and lost 1. So that's a very good Iran team. It was just a case where they probably started off the tournament kind of nervous.
Fucks.
And, there's turmoil in their country going on right now.
True.
So, but that's a very good Iran team. And I think they could get the result against
History class up on Wednesday still, but today or Friday. But thanks.
That's all right. English class is on Friday, so it's fine. So just to take a couple of comments from you guys, Mr. Gallic says up the world of crossbar attempts. Wow. So yeah. We've seen so many, haven't we? Alex Da Costa says 2 poorly managed teams. Really? That's harsh, Alexi. Come on. Might have to send out the search party for Bellingham. We can stop hyping up Bellingham until he strings at least 2 performances on the biggest stage. Really? We're putting that much pressure on a 19-year-old?
But we'll put that much pressure upon Pedri and Gavi and them deliver. Come on. Make it even. We put
Not
that
fair.
much pressure on Pedri, especially Pedri, doing all of those tournaments. And he delivered.
But he wasn't bad today. Bellingham wasn't the reason why England didn't score. Wasn't the reason why the US had so much chances. Right? We talk about Luke Shaw, the positioning situation.
Yeah, I think, and here's the thing. A lot of Man U fans can empathize with this.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw's positional awareness is absolutely disgraceful. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. And you could see that's why there was so much. The reason why, if you look back at the game, most of the crosses came from the right hand side, right? And the reason that is because Luke Shaw was caught out of position, which exposed Raheem Sterling and exposed Jude Bellingham, and that's probably why he had a poor game because he was doing the work of 2 people.
Fucks.
You understand? And that's again as a result of Luke Shaw's positional inawareness, if that's even a word, but. It's a bittersweet thing because you need Luke Shaw in his attacking sense because he makes things happen, right? But there's consequences to that. Every decision he makes going forward has an equal consequence going back. And you could see that. And I think the USA looked at that and said, all right, we're going to take advantage of this, and we're going to put McKennie on that side, put Tyler Adams on that side, and pressure that right-hand side. And that's probably what caused a lot of the problems that we saw today.
Weakest link.
Yeah. Well, if there's any other positive to take for England, they're still at the top of the group, 4 points to their name. As you can see, Group B, England with 4 points, Iran on 3, the United States on 2, and Wales on 1. That is the sequence. If England avoids defeat against Wales, they will advance to the round of 16. The only question is which position, of course, depending on that next game, the Iran-USA game, which will be played simultaneously on Tuesday. But England knows a win over Wales, and they will top Group B and await the runner-up of Group A, which could either be Ecuador, which could be Senegal, and could even be the Dutch, the Netherlands.
Well, Wales is a joke team, you know. That's an absolute...
Is it a joke?
They are a joke team. And
even with the quality?
No, quality...
No. Wales? Poor.
Poor. They're a joke team.
Poor.
Interesting.
Joke team.
John, we should be never forward, you know. Because I just same never part of this. Just easy back. And just not face this embarrassment. Poor. I don't even think they're going to win any matches.
Aaron Ramsey, terrible.
Poor.
Bale, terrible.
Poor.
Daniel James, joke.
Poor.
All of them they're just jokes.
Alexi Da Costa says, Alex, all you have to say is that the American midfield played better. Yes, of course, the London accent there. So let's move on. You're confident about the Welsh, aren't you? Next game against Wales.
Yeah, I'm confident.
Easy.
We have to win. We have to win. There's no choice. We don't really have a choice. We have to beat them. Wales has been very unconvincing.
So you'd rest Saka, bring in Foden, and put in Rashford. James Maddison will be back, and Jeff's good friend Kyle Walker will be back, and Calvin Phillips will be back for selection.
I wouldn't start them.
You wouldn't start Kyle?
No.
Interesting.
You're I mean, if we won this game, then I would have started him in the next game.
Oh, yeah.
Or
why risk it?
Or put Trippier at left back and Kyle Walker at right. Give Luke Shaw a rest from being dizzy.
Sound like you're much this out.
Here's the thing. You can play Luke Shaw, you know.
Yeah.
Just not with Raheem Sterling. You have to have at least a winger that will understand that this man don't have no sense going back and will protect him. But Raheem Sterling is not going to do that.
And who will do that? Actually, who?
You know what I'm saying?
Like which winger on a team will do that right now?
Rashford will do that because he knows him, plays with him.
Fair.
Rashford will get back.
Because he used to a Cancelo or a Kyle, so they would do the tracking back.
That's fine, but Foden is a smart youth, and he know that Luke Shaw not a sense. So you say, all right, I'm not going to risk this. I'm going to get back because that man and now go back in that position. So he will do it.
But it doesn't concern you, the rivalry between the two countries, the proximity. Everybody wants to put their heart out against this team. So just like the way the Americans approach today, Wales are going to come out blurting that anthem and come out from the first whistle, winning every tackle, trying to win every second header.
My thing is, even if they do Simon, they're just not good enough. Like regardless of how much they believe, I just don't think they're good enough.
Yeah.
So they don't have the pieces. Them pieces rusty up. Like them old elders.
Like an old car.
Them can have all the heart. Them probably it'll come in like Costa Rica versus España. The first 15 minutes. Them come with that. Eventually, you're gonna get tired. You're not that good. You're not that guy. So that will just topple over for them eventually. And the first goal sink them, and then it's just downhill from there.
Siete, España.
Yeah, so hopefully we don't, in the next couple of days, I don't have to eat my words.
No. Or eat the grass. So the grass you are working. Eat the grass.
Good vegetable source. Yes, and then can we put this around the neck and wave it in the air? There we go.
It's
upside down. There you go. There you go. There we go. See that?
We will go through.
Mark the words.
We will go through.
Yes,
we will top the group.
Yes, and play Senegal or Ecuador in the round of 16. and France in the quarterfinals, and Belgium in the semifinals,
And then lose to Belgium, right?
yeah, and in the final against Argentina or Brazil.
No, but in all honesty, I just want to point out, I think the only team, our favorite or non-favorite, that looks like a favorite is Spain right now. I mean, until their second game, because before it was England, before it was Brazil, all of these teams technically struggled. I'm just being honest. The only true team that never really struggled. I mean, but drew.
Yes.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Netherlands drew.
Let's see their second game. Who they play again?
Yeah, after
They play
the
what?
second
Germany?
game, yeah, Germany. So after the second game, it would even have to like win comfortably, at least a 1-0, 2-0. As long as we win, we will be classified as the favorites after that.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm hesitant towards that.
Sunday, Spain, Germany. Let's see.
I think
when Sunday comes, we'll see.
I think Spain is suffering from the same thing England suffered from when we played Iran, where they didn't get tested.
Okay, after their second game,
And then now we came into the USA match enthusiastic. Yeah, man, we
Yeah.
just thump up Iran. So I would caution you with the same sort of
Fair.
enthusiasm.
I mean, I've been right so far. I want you guys to know that I told you guys about Richarlison. I said it here. I said if he gets the minutes,
I remember.
that's 2 goals and the goal of the tournament. I'm on a roll.
It's not the goal of the tournament.
You still have put the
goal did not give Brazil a national holiday the next day.
Come on.
Solid point.
And
Solid
them
point.
not get no Rolls Royce for
Well,
them goal either.
Solid point.
Well, I
Solid
must say,
point.
one person that is in contention for the goal of the tournament, maybe not the top 1 or top 2, but a guy from the Netherlands today, Cody Gakpo. What an absolutely amazing strike from him. Perhaps for me, in the top 5 or so. The Dutch, they drew 1-1 with Ecuador today, so they have 4 points. You know, Jamal, I would love to get your viewpoint on this. Honestly, it would be great if, you just do a substitution with Jeff, even if it's for 2 minutes, just to get your thoughts, It would be, honestly, and I know that, Jeff can handle things just for a few minutes to know from a Dutch perspective. I'm really, really interested to hear about your viewpoint about this. Thank you very much for the last minute, by the way. I know you didn't expect this or anticipate this, but I trust your judgment, and I know that you're always honest about this and objective. So I just want to know the breakdown from the Dutch angle of things. 2 points dropped in your eyes or a point gained?
Honestly speaking,
Yeah.
after seeing the first game that Ecuador played,
Yeah.
I have to be honest. I feel like it was probably the best thing that we could have gotten out of the game. After watching the game, of course, going into it, you're thinking, oh well, Netherlands should beat Ecuador.
Yeah.
But we've seen the talent that Ecuador has, and we know the struggles that Netherlands has,
Yeah.
right? So looking at it, no, objectively, I'd have to say it was a good point to get, because there were a few opportunities where we could have actually lost the game altogether. So the fact that we were able to get some points out of it, even if it's just the one, is significant, because what it does do, as we know now, is it makes the job of qualifying, let's say, a little easier, in the sense that Qatar is already out.
Yeah.
Senegal and Ecuador have to duke it out for a spot.
Right.
If they both draw, that's 5 points. We're going to a Qatar game against a weaker opposition that you should be winning, right? In my mind, that should be that.
Yeah.
Right? They say it all the time in league football that you prefer to have the points than the game in hand.
Exactly.
But the truth is that we should, or we do, I can say we do have the easier game. The only thing is, Qatar now is a team at home that don't have anything to play for other than pride.
Yeah.
So, they're not big on pride over there, but we'll see.
Yeah, and as you said, a win, you'll top your zone, and you could potentially avoid England and play USA